Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. Aquarius, you are up for the January 2022 Tarot Energy Reading. And Happy New Year to you. All right, Aquarius, I did the pre-shuffle energy. Woo, boy. You are working hard this month. Like, the song... Well, one of my favorite songs is actually a rap song. I don't know if any of you listen to rap or not, because I don't know what my listeners listen to. Which, speaking of which, for the podcast, kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, back to what I was talking about. A song that I just love, which is by Iggy Azalea. It's an old song. It's called Work. Walk a mile in these Louboutins. So, yeah. That song, but also Donna Summer, because I've been watching a lot of Donna Summer interviews lately. I don't know if anybody listens to Donna Summer, but Donna Summer is amazing. Was an amazing artist. I mean, she's not with us anymore, at least not physically anyway. She's with us in spirit. But yeah, that's what you've been on. And honestly, I feel what I was picking up was that you're working so hard because you're afraid of being broke. It's almost like there isn't any passion to it, is what's coming to me from the pre-shuffle energy. It's where you've removed, which you're an air sign. So you can remove emotion from things easier than other, like I'm a Cancer. We can't always remove the emotion from stuff because we operate from emotion. That's what we do. For air signs, it's a little bit different. They can take the emotion out of something. And I really feel that for some of you, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If this is not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. You know your story way better than I ever could. All right? Okay. You're looking at a situation and you're like, okay, I am not letting my bank account look like this. Or either if your bank account is looking kind of funny right now, or if you feel it starts to look funny in January, I honestly feel like you're in this energy of this now, especially with the new moon in Capricorn that happened, because a lot of people are like, they're ready to run in the battle and do what they need to do because of this new moon. But for you, Aquarius, the energy that I was picking up for some of you is that you're throwing yourself into your work because you don't want to be broke. It's not an emotional thing. It's strictly business is what it is. It's strictly business. It's strictly a material like thing is what it is. You're afraid of being broke. So you're like, I'm going to work and work and work and work and get this money. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, sometimes you need to stop and smell the roses, but who am I to judge? Like I said, I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and some tarot cards. What I'm going to do, I'm using for the tarot deck the Tarot Grand Lux deck. I'm using the Starseed Oracle deck. And I'm using the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle is what I'm using for this reading. This reading will not be that long. Like I said, this is just more of to see where things are at for the sign of Aquarius in January. And right now, it's all about the money. Now, for some of you, I am picking up rags to riches. Some of you may have a situation where you're suddenly thrown into money based off of your work for something in the past as well. So if you've been working on something, let's say you've been working on a book, or you've been working on art, or you've been working on sculpting, or I don't know why Etsy is on my mind right now. Is somebody selling something on Etsy? Which there's supposed to be a new thing similar to Etsy. I don't know what it's called though, but it's like their competition or whatever. I don't know what it is. But anyways, let me not get sidetracked. If you have, like, let's say you've been putting stuff up on Etsy and you haven't really been getting any traction. But then all of a sudden, it's like, boom, you have 25 orders or something where before you only had like 5 orders or something. There may be a situation like that. I'm trying to see if I'm getting anything else too. For others of you, some of you, and that energy is correct, because I know quite a few Aquarians. The love of my life is an Aquarius, or was, because we're not together anymore. But yeah, travel. Some of you might be working hard for the money because you want to travel and do that. And I know some people are like, KC, I am not traveling right now with all of this stuff going on. Then it's not your story. But for the other people whose story it is, then yeah, it was for you. Some of you are thinking about traveling, which is why you're working so hard right now. Some of you, something just said to me, some of you are working hard right now to get the money, not to travel immediately, but to travel later this summer. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. What is the energy for January 2022 for the sign of Aquarius? What is the message that Aquarius needs to hear? What is the energy for January 2022? Divine, may I have a message for Aquarius, please? What is the message that Aquarius needs to hear? You have an offer coming in, or either you're making an offer. Page of Cups. This is Pisces energy. Some of you may be dealing with a Pisces as well, but or a water sign. A water sign might be making an offer to you, or you might be making an offer to a water sign. They could be younger than you. Whoever's making the offer, more than likely, that person is younger than the other person. Now, whether you take that offer, that's a whole nother question. Or whether they take your offer, that's a whole nother question. But whoever's making the offer may have something to do. Something just said to me, some of you are working hard too because you just found out that you have a baby on the way as well. Someone may have found out that they're pregnant. This happened to Capricorn, but Capricorn, definitely there was pregnancy all over that. Someone may find out about a pregnancy. I feel like this is a little bit different though. I feel like Capricorn was going to find out in the month of January, but for you, you already know. You already know, and because you already know, that might be why you're working hard to have money for the children. Regardless, King of Coins, King of Pentacles is at the bottom. This I feel like you are about your money. You're in King of Pentacles energy. I feel like this, it doesn't have to be a money reading, because obviously I'm going to tell you whatever energy comes out, whether it's about money, whether it's about work, whether it's about family, whether it's about whatever. But I really feel like you are just dead set on money this month. Like, wow, you got your mind, you are all about money. It's almost like you don't want to have a conversation with someone unless they put money in your bank account. It's time is money. I might title this that. That's how I feel your energy is this month. Like, time is money. Why are we having this conversation? I really feel like that's what's going on in your head when someone approaches you. Like, okay, we're having this conversation right now. I'm not getting paid to have this conversation. Why are we having this conversation? Time is money. So, I'm not mad at you. I am not mad at you. Man, have some cards, please. Man, have some cards for Aquarius. Oh, boy. Aquarius said, I'm not going to be broke. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord. Woo, that flew out. What? Nine of Pentacles. I told you, you are about your money this month. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. Some of you could be dealing with the Virgo, but I don't feel that's it. I feel this is what you're striving for, is independence. If you're not independent right now, this is what you're striving for, is Nine of Pentacles energy. Nine of Pentacles, you see, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. She's standing alone. Again, also going back to what I said before, some of you may be suddenly thrust into some money due to work from the past. Don't forget, when I was doing the pre-shuffle energy, which is why I knew you were working, guess what card came out during the pre-shuffle energy? The Eight of Pentacles. What's after the Eight of Pentacles? The Nine of Pentacles. So you're about your money. That's what's going on. Some of you are going towards independence. Some of you might be starting your own business, is what you may be looking. Some of you may be tired of your job, working where you're at. And you're just like, you know what, 2022, I gave this job all of me in 2021. 2022, I'm about to invest in my own business. I'm going to bet on me so I can stand alone and watch my own money. Because where I'm at, there's no telling what's going on where I'm at. They may not have my money on time, and then I might have to catch a case because they don't have my money on time. So let me work for myself. That way I can watch my money. I'll deal with the accounting. I'll deal with all of the other stuff that I need to deal with to make sure I get my money. Also, some of you may not feel appreciated for your work, which is why some of you are looking to start your own business. For others of you, you may be recognized on your job where you receive a promotion and you receive a boost where now you are in a position of authority. Even though this is not a court card like a queen or a king, the Nine of Pentacles is still Empress energy. Also, it is still independent energy. Going back, something just said to me, you might be recognized on your job because they respect that you're able to work by yourself. You don't need someone to handhold you all the time. They can give you an order and then you'll say, okay, and then it gets done. And they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to come back and answer 3,000 questions. It's more of, all right, I gave it to Aquarius. Aquarius took care of it. And you may be recognized for that and given your position. Something just said to me that for some of you, there may be a situation where they're going to create a position for you that did not exist before. So something just said something about affirmative action too. Maybe you're a person of color as well, which might be another thing why they're creating that position. To sort of like, you know, it's all about appearances these days with companies because they want to have a certain appearance. And don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Don't, how can I say this? Just be thankful. Take it and show that you deserved it. Regardless, don't worry about why you received it. Once you're in that position, for those of you who this may resonate with, just show that you deserved it. All right? But this is stability. May I have some more cards, please, for Aquarius? I see these cards came out, but I'm not taking them. Knight of Swords was at the top. Something might be happening swiftly. And don't forget, Knight of Swords is air energy. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But I put it back in the deck. I want something that's, the message will be clear. May I have another card, please? Because it came out with a whole bunch of other cards, and I didn't want to take them together. May I have another card, please? What is the message Aquarius needs to hear? Thank you. Wow. Definitely a message coming in. There's a message coming in. Page of Swords. Don't forget going back to that offer thing as well. Because don't forget when I split the deck, Page of Cups too. This is, for some of you, this is a thing about a child. For some of you. Where you know, some of you are going to end up being a single mother as well. Something just said that to me. Again, I'm just a person sitting here reading the tarot cards and the energy. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know your story better than I do. But something just said to me, some of you are going to end up being a single mother. Is what's going to happen. And you're going to be fine with that. You'll make enough money to support whatever child you have. The money will be fine. For others of you, there will be a message coming in. Going back to what I said before, for some of you on the job, someone may have been watching you on the job, which is why you may receive that promotion. Page of Swords can also be spying energy. And spying isn't always a negative thing. It can be spying in a good way. Like they're just watching you. They're like, wow, Aquarius knows how to get things done. Aquarius knows how to communicate. So on and so forth. And then they make the decision in 2022 to go ahead. All right, let's promote Aquarius and do that. For others of you, again, you may be suddenly thrust into money due to your work that you've done. Like if you're an artist, a creator, or something like that, a message comes in of a huge order that you have to fill. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like, what was the name of that hat company? I think it was Von Dutch, if I'm not, weren't they like a hat company or something? And then Britney Spears wore their hat and then it became like a big thing. That's what I honestly feel. For some of you, there may be a situation where you're creating a product and your product isn't getting any traction. But all of a sudden, your product makes it to someone of high esteem, held in high regard, like a celebrity status or something like that. And they don't have to be celebrity status in the sense of, oh my God, Beyonce or something like that. No, I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is that they just know people. And they are so impressed by your product, they tell everyone about it. And let me tell you, when someone in this Nine of Pentacles is an example of that. When someone has money, usually they're surrounded by other people who have money. That's just birds of a feather flock together. Tell me who you hang around, I'll tell you who you are. And they will tell, they're like, oh, I bought this new product. And then they're telling all their friends about it. And then all of their friends are like, oh, well, let me go ahead and get that. I'll give you an example. Back a long time ago, I used to own my own travel company, travel agency. And the lady that was my silent business partner, she dealt with money. She was surrounded by money. As in, her and her husband, they would only book like suites on cruise ships. And the suites were usually like $10,000, so on and so forth. When I decided to start my travel company and she became my silent business partner, she started telling other people in her circle. And I mean, I got my people too, don't get me wrong, because I got like group bookings and things like that. But with her people, she would bring in people that would book a $20,000 suite. One of the other customers that she knew, she spent $40,000 because she had to get 2 family suites and then the royal suite. And then she took her whole family on a cruise. It was like $40,000. I kid you not. And so on and so forth. And it was due to her, and because I own the agency, you know, that money flowed to me as well. It may be a situation like that where you have a product or something and that product gets to someone who surrounds themselves. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a celebrity where you see them on TV or on Instagram. There are tons of millionaires and billionaires on this planet that don't stay on social media. I've met, one time, I kid you not, I was dealing with someone and I didn't even know they were a millionaire because they drove an old beat up Honda Accord. And then I found out just by a random conversation with someone who knew what the deal was, that the individual was a millionaire. So people have this mentality now that it's like, oh, celebrity status, Instagram status, Twitter, Twitter status, Facebook, YouTube, all of this other stuff. There's tons of money floating around on this planet with people where they're not on social media. I know someone personally who hates social media, but they live in almost a 10,000 square foot home. But you won't see that person on social media. So you can't think like that. I really feel like for some of you, a message may come in that your product gets to this person in 9 of Pentacles energy. And then all of a sudden, they tell their friends. And then the message comes. The rest is history. All these messages start coming in. Page of Swords, all this communication is what's happening. Because pages bring messages. So yeah, keep that in mind too. I really feel like this is a money reading. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah. The death card came out. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. I don't feel that's the case. I honestly feel like this is an end of a lack mentality. And this is the end of something just said to me, working for free. Who's been working for free? Aquarius, you working for free? For free? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's what I heard. It's an end to working for free. It's going to resonate with somebody. I wouldn't have heard the message if it wasn't meant for someone to hear it. Whoever been working for free, you're saying it's the end of working for free. For others of you, it's just the end of a cycle is what's going on. Where you are not receiving what you're worth. That's what's going on. And you're taking on this new attitude, time is money. And you can't make this up. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Queen of Pentacles. King and the Queen. Some of you, because the King of Pentacles showed up at the beginning and now the Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. Some of you might be coming into money because of the person that you're dating. They're your divine counterpart. They're your divine counterpart. They might be making an offer to you. Also, I hate to say this, a message just came to me. Some of you might be coming into money because, you're the person in the wheel. So, and I'll just leave it at that. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That was the message that just came to me. I'm just delivering the message. That's all I'm doing. So some of you might be a wealthy widow or a widower. So just throwing that out there. But I honestly feel that this is on the level of divine counterpart, where some of you may be receiving a message from someone. Someone may be seeing you in Nine of Pentacles energy, and they're like, you know what? This person is stable. They won't mooch off of me. I'm going to make them an offer. That may be going on too. But right now, your mentality, time is money. That is your mentality. What is an oracle message that Aquarius needs to hear? What is an oracle message Aquarius needs to hear? What is an oracle message Aquarius needs to hear for the energy of January 2022? What is an oracle message Aquarius needs to hear for January 2022? What does Aquarius needs to hear? What does Aquarius need to hear? May I have a message for Aquarius, please? Remembrance. Let me hold this up. It says remembrance. Let me read this. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone. This is a typo. This is, it says though, but it's through. Everything we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. 3G frequency. Grateful, gracious, graceful. Also, something is telling me to tell you, remember where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. Some of you may, for those definitely being thrust into money, some of you don't get brand new. Don't get brand new. Remember where you came from. Remember the hard times so you can appreciate the good times. So you need to remember. Also, something told me to tell you, pay it forward. Don't forget to pay it forward. If you see that there's someone that has potential and you have the resources due to your newfound stability, your newfound abundance, if you see someone has potential, and Aquarians are known to be philanthropists as well. Oprah is an Aquarius. So throwing that out there. And Aquarians are known to be philanthropists. They're also they're also known to be visionaries too. For those who are thrust into a rags to riches type of situation, remember where you came from. For those who work their way from a rags to riches situation, meaning you put in the hard work, you build yourself up, you maintain, you grab your abundance, you grab your stability, you do all of that. Remember where you came from. Don't forget who you are. Like the saying went in the players club, make the money, don't let the money make you. So that's the message for that. Let me go ahead and see what's going on with the Sacred Oracle. Not Sacred Oracle. For the Starseed Oracle. What's the message Aquarius needs to hear? What is the message Aquarius needs to hear? Something spontaneous might be happening, especially related to how you view things. So keep that in mind too, as well. What is the message Aquarius needs to hear for January 2022? May I have a card for Aquarius? What is a message Aquarius needs to hear? Whoa, we are not taking all of these. Something told me to take this one here. Thank you. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. This one says, I'm sorry. Defenseless riding past wrongs, uprooting, is what it says. First of all, let me throw this out here. I'm going to throw my ego into this for a second. I'm not big on apologies. I always say to people, if apologies fixed everything, we wouldn't need laws or policemen. However, what the message is for you, let me take my ego back out of it. Aquarius, if you feel that you have wronged someone, and we know when we've wronged someone, you might need to step up and say to that individual that I've wronged you, or you don't have to say it to them. You can acknowledge it within yourself and say, you know what? I really could have treated that person better. Let me do better next time. You don't have to say it to them. You can say it to yourself. Like, wow, I really put that person through the ringer. Let me do better next time around. Now, if it's on your spirit, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's on your spirit to go to said individual and be like, you know what, I did you wrong. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me and all this other stuff and so on and so on? Fine, go ahead and do that if it's on your spirit. But what this is telling you to do is you need to recognize what's been done so you can let it go. Don't beat yourself up, because again, we're all human. You can't beat yourself up for life. We're all human. You need to learn how to forgive yourself. And if they forgive you, great. If they don't forgive you, then life goes on. It's not their job to be part of your penance. It's not their job to be part of your forgiveness journey. It just isn't. It's your job to learn how to forgive yourself and come to terms with your actions of the past. Once you can do that, you can move forward in a more healthy way when you interact with people, is what you can do. Now, that's for the Aquarians who may have done something to someone. If you are the aggrieved Aquarius, someone may approach you and come to you and say, I'm sorry. How you take that, we all have free will. It's up to you. You can tell them, you can take your apology, or you can be like, you know what, I accept your apology. God bless you. Let's pull it together and move on and do that. Or you may just be like, I don't even want to deal with this person anymore. I don't want to hear about an apology, but I don't want to say anything either. I forgive them. I'm just moving on with my life, is what I'm doing. You can do that too. But the whole point of this card, because the energy, and this is the message that's coming to me, that I'm supposed to give to you. The whole point of this card coming out is that you don't need to carry around guilt with you for those who hurt someone. If you know you hurt someone, let go of the guilt. Come to terms with it, recognize it, pull it together, do better, and move on. You have to let go of it. Let go of the guilt. As long as you can recognize what you did in the past, you've done what you needed to do. As long as you can move forward in a better energy, you've done what you needed to do. So that's the message that I have for you, Aquarius, on that level. But as for the overall energy for the month of January, your energy has been time is money. That's the energy I'm picking up in January. Time is money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't forget to smell the roses. And also, remember where you came from. As you ascend on up, remember where you came from. Because there may have been a time where you didn't know where money was coming from. And don't forget to pay it forward as well. All right? kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, Aquarius, be blessed and Happy New Year.